Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the castle here at CCBC Essex. Welcome back to the castle here at CCBC Essex for some of you, as this is game 2 of a doubleheader. The Arundel Riverhawks are looking for a clean sweep of the Knights as their women's team got a 2-0 victory over the CCBC Essex Knights in game 1. And what a game that was, a real defensive showcase between the two teams. A goal in the first half and in the second half for the Riverhawks. That was the only offense we saw in that rock fight. What will the offense be like here in game number 2? What will the game be like here in game number 2? If you're curious like I am, well, you're in the right spot. The game is just moments away from kicking off. The Knights 7-2 on the year so far. Winners of their last 2 games, and they are 3-1 at home this season. The Riverhawks, on the other hand, well, it's been a much different start to the season. 1-5 is the start for the Riverhawks. They are 1-1 on the road, though, so maybe they've got some road magic to pull off the upset of this Knights team. Dig a little further into the numbers. Not looking so good, though, for the Riverhawks' chances. Going to take a mighty big effort for them. 1.3 is their goals per game average. Look on the other side, the Knights sitting at exactly 5 goals per game. And we've got a penalty kick early here. 34 seconds into the contest, and the Knights flirting with goal number 1. And the goals against average not looking so great for the Riverhawks either. 5.1 is their goals against average. Look on the other side, the Knights 1.2. Coach Fiedler's squad once again off to a hot start and looking to roll here to a 3rd straight victory. And what a save on the penalty kick, and the second effort will put the first one on the board. What a tremendous job, though, on that first one, and it was a race to the rebound. And the Knights won the race. Goal number 1 on the big board. But certainly one that they could maybe put behind them as happenstance. Got to stay strong with the body language and answer quickly with a nice strong possession of their own. Riverhawks surrendering the lead early here in the first minute, but on the penalty kick like that, does feel a little, not fluky, but just like an odd situation to start the game. Knights looking for a more traditional start here. Big kick, and the cannonball caught on the second effort. That was spinning awkwardly away from the goalie. If he doesn't make that catch and control the rebound, that could have been a dangerous spot for sure. Knights ball pressure right there at the midfield, taking it away. Nice move from number 11. Angel Vargas Hernandez. Ball pressure applied by the forwards and midfielders, really the staple of this Coach Fiedler-led team this season. Beautiful centering pass and a great job to get ahead on it. His momentum carrying him away from where the ball was, still like Reed Richards turned the head and got a piece of the body on it and sent it away. Tremendous defensive effort keeps this game at 1-0, though. That was a great centering pass from the Knights. Flirting with goal number 2. Man, straining my neck just watching that. What a play from that defensive player for the Riverhawks. Good closeout tackle. Creating the quick transition. Using the outside of the foot. Nice pass. And getting the shot off. But the goalie right there. And my, oh my, that one would have been one for the highlight reel. Riverhawks quickly switching fields and getting that ball into their offensive zone. Speaking of quick, the Knights quickly peppering the goal. 3 shots on goal already in this first 4 minutes. Take a look at a deeper dive into the numbers for the Knights. 185 as we see the fist put on the ball there. That 185 number was the shots for the Knights coming into this one. That was good for 5th at this level. As we see another strong defensive effort at the end line, sending the Knights away as they don't get much closer than that. Another tremendous centering pass. Riverhawks there first. This time, defense to offense with some urgency. And the nice little heel flick from the Knights. Number 28, Leon Blank. Shutting the door on that offensive chance. The Knights are 5th in shots. They're also 5th in goals scored on the season with 45 total goals through their first 9 games. Their shots per game average 20.6, which is good for 7th at this level. A real offensive juggernaut, this Knights team. One of the numbers that did take a change for the Knights here in this one is coming into this, they were 4 for 4 on their penalty kicks. They did eventually score on that penalty kick as we see them score on that one. Blink and you missed it into the offensive zone, into the back of the net. One fish, 2 fish into the back of the net after that dish. Goal number 2 on the board for the Knights. That's 6 minutes into the contest. The Knights get one that feels a little bit more their style. Their first one coming off their first missed penalty kick of the year. A tremendous save by the goalie, and then, well, as my grandfather used to say in the old neighborhood, Jesus makes the save and Esposito scores on the rebound. The same could be said here tonight for the Knights. Oh, nice played. Oh, another one! And everyone ready to come up out of their seats after that. The heel flick and then playing it off the backside. A couple of tremendous touches towards space. If style points counted for anything, the Knights would have had a game breaker on that one. Instead, it's a change of possession. Knights finding the space on the defensive line and switching fields. Tremendous passing display. The ball can always move faster than the man. You're seeing that right here, right now. The Knights got the Riverhawks stretched all over the field. What does it lead to? Oh, nice tackle right there at the box. Knights looking to turn the corner. Putting the brakes on, slowing down for a moment. Someone else gets a chance to turn the corner. And another finish for the Knights. It's 3 unanswered on the board. Aiden Hiddesy, I believe that is his second of the day. The 6'3" sophomore out of Sunshine Coast, Australia. Lord knows what time it is down there, but I hope they are watching. As number 20's got a chance for the trick. Check the scorecard here in a moment for the official score on that goal. And the 2 that happened previously. And indeed, Hiddesy has 2. Bartuka Yakin had the middle goal for the Knights. And the man in the funny jersey for the Knights, the man in the yellow hat, he finally gets to get in on the action. Goalie gets the mitts on it for the Knights. The action coming to the goalie fast and furious here now as it's played back to him on the feet. As we approach 10 minutes played in the first half, and the Knights in control from the word go. A goal in the first minute. Playing under the bright lights, looking for their 8th win on the year, 3rd in a row, and their 4th win at home. Coach Fiedler's squad has had some early tests. Able to break a tough trend here today, where the last 2 games for the Knights, when they were at home, they started from behind. In that first game, they were able to see the other side of the comeback trail, pull off the win. In their last home game, could not do that. Their one and only loss on the season, or excuse me, their one and only loss at home on the season. This time, Coach Fiedler, I'm sure, talking with the players about a hot start. It's certainly an opportunity on the penalty kick in the first 45 seconds. That's about as hot of a start as you can get. Quick little give and go, but the through ball a little bit too far out in front. The game I was referencing earlier for the Knights, where they got down early and were not able to come back. That was a game against Harcum, where they lost 4-1 to the Bears. That was the beginning of a 2-game losing streak for the Knights, and they've since been able to turn that around for a 2-game winning streak. They went 2-1 on their 3-game road stretch, with that loss to start things coming at Monroe, and then the 2 wins coming in a 5-1 victory against Hagerstown, and then an 8-2 victory against Cecil. And, of course, happy to be back here at the friendly confines of the castle with some more tests in front of them in this regular season. And then, of course, the holiday season just around the corner, which means the postseason is getting here. It'll be here before you know it. This is the point in the season where coaches are talking to their teams about what do we need to do to be playing their best soccer moving forward. We're going to find out here in the coming weeks, are the Knights capable of making the run that they believe that they are capable of making. They have been a juggernaut of an offense so far this season. 45 goals on the year, 5 goals per game, and a buzzsaw of a defense to match. 1.2 is their goals per game, or goals surrendered per game. Certainly shown signs of greatness in the early part of this season. But still a lot of road in front of them. Still a lot of game here in front of us. 30 minutes and some change left in the first half. The Knights slowed down here a little bit offensively, not peppering the goal with the same frequency, but still very much in control of the momentum and possession. They're getting it towards the goal, just not loading up the cannon and firing it on goal. One of the big things that has this Knights team sitting in such a great spot is a 5-0 record in the conference. And that is certainly a recipe for success at any level. You can go 5-0 in your division or in your conference to start a season, certainly putting you in a good position with seeding, with confidence. Certainly not a bad thing. Nice move around one defender, looking for the centering pass. Nice save from the seat of his pants. Got a piece of the hand on it and then was able to control the rebound. Nice heads-up move. Finding the open shooting lane. Goalie makes a nice save, though. Sometimes nothing you can do except tip your hat and say, "I'll see you again, sir." The Knights certainly feeling like they'll see the goal again. Early and often. Off the head, centering again. Hidesi flirting with a third off the heel. What a save again! Oh, my. Again, another one for the Knights that if style points counted for anything, they'd have one on the board. Hidesi had everyone in the arena fooled, thinking he was going for goal. Nice setup pass with the heel to a teammate. One bullet later, the game's still 2-0. What a save. Still knocking on opportunity's door, the Knights, this time with a corner kick. About 16 minutes into the first half. Looking for a third, or a fourth, excuse me. Oh, finding it, and who else? And in come the Hats, number 3 for number 20. using all of that 6'3" frame. Getting up there and getting the head on it and burying it in the back of the net. 4 unanswered goals for the Knights to start this contest. Three of them coming off the foot of number 20. Aiden Hidesi scoring forward. Meridian State College is where he transferred from. They're certainly happy to have him here at CCBC. It's going to be a one-and-done stop for Hidesi. Where he'll go after this, only time will tell, but he's certainly setting himself up to be a hot commodity on the free agency market, so to speak. Hidesi had 5 goals coming into this one. Certainly added a few here today. His 5 goals on the season before this contest came on 8 shots on goal. So Aiden Hidesi making the most of the few opportunities he's gotten so far in this first 9 games. Certainly helping his shooting percentage here this evening. The Knights certainly helping their team shooting percentage this evening. 8 shots on goal for them, 4 goals. And I am far from a math expert, but I am pretty sure the coaching staff would be happy with those numbers. Ball played up the near sideline. 2 white jerseys there. It's a fight for the ball. And what a tremendous effort from the Riverhawks player. Cannot create the extra possession, but did a whole lot with very little as he ran out of real estate and possession pretty quickly. Can the blue jerseys keep the pressure on? Keep this ball on this side of the field. A much different feel here in this second game than in the first. And if you like offense, that is certainly a welcomed sight, as it was a rock fight in game number 1. 2 goals scored total in the entire contest, and we had that matched within the first 15 minutes here in game number 2. Knights letting it play over the end line. Here, Mr. Goalie, you do something. 20 minutes into the first half, the Knights have found the back of the net 4 times. 4 goals by 2 different players. Bartu Yakin, the other goal scorer for the Knights, number 19, sophomore from the Netherlands, transferred here from Citadel College. Another gentleman on this Knights team that's going to be a one and done this year. Where he'll be taking his talents next year, what 4-year school he'll be headed to after his 1 year with Coach Fiedler. Only time will tell, but Coach Fiedler and the program he's built here at CCBC Essex, he's made himself a stomping ground for these players transferring from 4-year schools looking for a chance to show their skills again, as well as the more traditional route of players coming from the high school realm. And of course, over the years, we've seen some more players come from overseas as well and join Coach Fiedler's squad. The recruiting net continues to get bigger and wider. And the success is showing off. More repeat trips to the national tournament, deep runs in the national tournament. But of course, with those deep runs comes heartbreaking losses. The Knights hoping that this is the season, trying to do everything that they can to make sure that this is the season that they finish the job. As you see a beautiful triangle offense set up there. Need one more finish. It's bouncing around like a pinball, and it somehow finds the side of the net. Oh, my. Everyone will steady the beating heart as the passing display led to a nice little look at the offense, nice little look at the goal, but the score remains the same, 4-0. And the effort was there for the defense, but that time the Knights just got on the wrong side of the bounce. Over the line and out of bounds for a throw-in. And the Knights not only first to almost every 50-50 ball, they're securing those 50-50 balls more times than not. A real tale of two cities, as this was the issue for the women in game number 1. They had a hard time securing possession and holding on to it. The Knights here in game number 2 not having the same issue at all. They are really dominating time of possession. The field really tilted towards their end right now. That'll continue here as we hit the 21-minute mark of half number 1. We've almost played 25 minutes in this first 45. And it has been dominated by the Knights from the word go. A goal in the first minute, and then 3 more since. Has them sitting at a 4-0 lead right now. And all of that on 8 shots on goal. Also, while holding the Riverhawks to a 0 in everything. No goals scored, no corner kicks, no shots on goal. The Riverhawks offense held in check and unable to get out of the driveway. Have some warm-up action on the far sideline taking place for the Knights right now. As you could expect, a larger substitution package in the second half. Maybe even some players who are more known for their defense getting a chance to play a little offense. Those guys on the back line always love a game like this. Hey, coach, let me show you why I should be playing up there, or why at least I could be playing up there. Substitutions checking into the game for the Knights. Checking out of the game for the Knights was number 11, Angel Vargas Hernandez, the freshman out of Gaithersburg, Maryland. Hernandez in the starting lineup and had his fingerprints all over this one. Wonder if that's the last time we see him today. If this game trends in the direction it's going, as we see one just inched away by the keeper. Or no, it was wide all the way. No, it was just pushed away. It'll be a corner kick for the Knights. Saying if this game continues to trend the way it is, in the direction it's trending, imagine maybe some of the starters get the second half off. Both these teams have deep bench units. Laser of a corner, hugging the line there. Probably wanted to put that more in towards the middle and with more hang time. Certainly the Knights can afford to miss a few opportunities. Riverhawks feeling like this is a gift. And my, oh my, what a tackle. And he saves it from going out of bounds, too. Tremendous effort. Tachi Nagomi, number 6, the sophomore from Japan, with a strong defensive effort there, shutting the door. Riverhawks were thinking they were just seconds away from turning the corner and entering the box and ripping off what would have been their first shot on goal of the day instead. One steal later, the Knights are rolling into the other end. 17 minutes away from the halftime whistle. Searching for more. We've seen this Knights team in buzzsaw mode more than a few times this season. As we see number 5 put on the board. A beauty. Five unanswered goals for the Knights as they are in buzzsaw mode once again. Going back to September 5th, they've got a 7-0 victory over Potomac State, a 5-1 victory over Hagerstown, an 8-2 victory over Cecil, and now in the middle of a 5-0 beatdown in the first half of Anne Arundel. The Knights in full buzzsaw mode here tonight on this Thursday evening. Jose Hoya, the goal scorer just a moment ago for the Knights. He is now the 3rd different player with a goal. Knights were looking for the cross there. Searching again. They switched fields with it, and they still had possession, but that certainly wasn't what they were looking for. Wow, what a job to play that with control. Jose Hoya's teammates encouraging him to shoot that once again. And this time the cannonball swept up easily. Oh, nice little loose ball pickup. Tried to chip it over the goalie, and he got a fingertip on it. Tremendous effort. And that one would have really brought the fans up out of their seats, as we have already seen a few highlight reel goals. The Knights looking for more. Corner kick. Far sideline. They've scored on one of these already here today. Quality strike. And, ow, the man at the post. Boys and girls, that's why you mark those posts. Goalie missed it. His defender picked him up and made the save like the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Quick kick on the freebie. Trying to catch the Knights sleeping. Oh, what a great move, playing it back with the head. Only problem is the defense there and everywhere else. The Knights defense smothering. A great effort by the Riverhawks, but no space to be had no matter where they looked. Through ball finds its way through, around the goalie, and into the back of the net. Great effort trying to cut off the space. That's a mighty big goal to be shooting at when there's no one in front of it. Dribbled around the goalie, and the defense only can do so much at that point. Great effort. Just too much. The Knights, another on the board. Through ball up the near far sideline, Played back to the goalie with the feet. So he's got to do the same. Oh, nice sweep. Turn in the corner. Cross. Defense looking for the clear. And the Knights wanted the handball. They won't get it, but they will get possession. What a move. Tremendous display of athleticism, climbing up to the tippy top of the ladder and punching it over the post. Making the save. Does he have another? Remember, just a minute ago, the Knights sent away by a man guarding that post like it was his life. What do they have here on this second effort? Same spot. No defensive magic, but the job done. The stop made. Knights no longer at 50% when it comes to shots on goal and goals scored. They're now 6 goals scored, 14 shots on goal. But still, just tremendous numbers from Coach Fiedler's team in this first half. And still a whole second half in front of them. Not just here in this game, but this season as well. Look at these last couple weeks. This last month or so as the close to the season, as the second half of the season, so to speak. What does the second half of the season have in store for the Knights? What kind of soccer will they be playing when we roll into the conference tournament, when we roll into the region tournament? Oh, man, this is tough. And that's going to bring a freebie. Was he inside the box? That's the question. He was not, says the referee. Just outside. Doesn't get much closer. Going to go with the running clock here so they won't stop time. So the clock continues to tick as the wall is set up for the Riverhawks. 6 players set up on the wall for the Riverhawks. 2 Knights players over by the ball. Everybody in the stands ready for some magic. And there it is, the fake and the goal to finish it. Number 7 on the board for the Knights. Up and over the wall and into the back of the net. 7 goals on 17 shots on goal. The offensive fireworks continue here at the Castle. Be interesting to watch that one back and see if that initial fake opened up a little opening in the wall at all, or if he just cleared that one the old-fashioned way up and over. Regardless, a great free kick there and a free kick opportunity you really dream about if you're a free kick taker. Those are the ones that, if you have a strong sense in those moments, those are the ones that you know that you can and should score on. And under Coach Fiedler over the last couple years, the Knights have had a couple of really solid penalty kick takers. Some marksmen, so to speak. Oh, nice pass. What does it lead to? Not much, as the goalie is able to get the fingertips on it. My dad used to say growing up, the pass prettier than the shot. Well, on that one, Pops, you're certainly right. It was a nice pass up the near sideline. Toa Hasawega. Hasawega was making a run from his back line position. Goalie happy to get the mitts on it. Let me do something. Still is yet to face a shot on goal. And here's Toa's second chance on a play. Very similar to what we saw a moment ago. This time he's got someone there to finish. And he gave him the cookie. But the oven door was already shut. Nice little two-man game set up there. Don't know who that was that Toa dropped that pass off to so quick. Didn't catch the number on the jersey there, but a nice setup. Passing display. A big reason why the fireworks have been on display for the Knights. 3 of the 7 goals scored by the Knights were set-up goals. What I mean by that is 4 of their goals were unassisted goals. 3 of their goals had nice passes that led to those goal-scoring opportunities. The ball moves faster than the man, and we have seen that on display here this afternoon. We've seen that on display really in both games. That was a big reason why the Riverhawks were able to set up their scoring opportunities and just inch away with a victory in game number 1. Now here in game number 2, the Knights have been stretching this Riverhawks defense. No mercy. They drew first blood. Once again, as my dad would say. Well, of course, he stole that one from Rambo. The Knights have looked like Rambo at certain points this season with the firepower, with the muscle. The firepower on offense and the muscle on defense. The building blocks for a potential championship team. The Knights and Coach Fiedler's trophy case gets bigger and bigger every year with these return trips, to the national tournament. But of course, that one trophy still eludes the team. That national tournament victory, the national championship. The Knights still very much alive and kicking for the big prize. They've got this second half test in front of them. Region tournament, conference tournament. And then potentially a return trip to the national tournament. That's then. This is now, though. Still so much time left in this season. A big rivalry matchup against Hartford Community College on Tuesday, October 1st. This team is going to get tested in the postseason, but before then, before they get to those challenges, they've got to answer a few more challenges in this regular season. Oh, nice pass, centering in the box. Goalie makes the save with the leg on the first effort, and his defense is able to bail him out on the second, and he is down. And that one didn't look good. They never do, though. The training staff coming onto the field. We're going to take a break. 7-0 is the score on the big board. 2:52 is what's left in the first half. Little hot potato with possession right there at the midfield. Game continues. Just a little further into the offensive zone for the Riverhawks, but neither team possessing it right now. Two minutes from halftime. And of course, two teams looking forward to that for two very different reasons. Riverhawks at this point probably wish halftime had a running clock, just like the rest of this game. Ball harmlessly rolls over the line with now under 90 seconds to play in the first half. And the two teams looking forward to halftime for two different reasons, but still happy to get there and content with taking their time. Though, of course, if you give possession to the Knights, I'm sure they'll look for a buzzer beater if you give them a chance. They love the dramatic. Nice through ball, and comes off the foot. A little strange. Wasn't what they were looking for. And is that the last hoorah of the half? As Noda was the one who was the target for that pass. Ryashuka Noda. A name I'm sure we'll see a little bit in the second half, as nice move by the Knights pulling the chair out. Cameron Niehoff, sophomore out of Perry Hall, Maryland. And that is the final whistle for the first half. The Knights put on a show in the first 45. 7 goals on the board. We'll take a 10-minute break, and we will be back with the second 45. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back and ready to kick off the second half. Two teams have switched sides and talked a little strategy. What that strategy session will bring us, only time will tell. We know the Knights almost started this second half with the 8th goal of the game, and it almost came in record fashion, just like the game's first. They started the first half with a goal in the first minute, and they almost did the same here in the second, as that one was bouncing around in towards the goal-scoring area. And took a bounce around the goalie, but wide of the net. Knights 7 unanswered goals in the first half. And they have most of their starting lineup, I think, out there, if not the entire starting lineup out there right now. How long they'll stay out there, only time will tell, but I can't imagine they'll get much run time here in this second. Let's go through the scores for the Knights for you. Aiden Hidesi scored first. Bartu Yakin scored second. Aiden Hidesi then had 2 more to put his hat trick together. Jose Hoya had the 5th. Alexis Maldonado with the 6th, and Alexis Maldonado also with the 7th as well. Centering pass, someone there, and just wide of the net. And I think that was Aiden Hidesi. He got that big leg out and got a piece of it on the ball, but just wide of the net. And we've had warm-up action on the far sideline for the Knights through most of the halftime period and all of this first 3 minutes in the second half. They're all getting ready to check in at some point here in this second 45. Speculated if the starting lineup would get any run time here in the first 45. And getting a chance to get a few minutes in. Nice slide tackle there as the Knights were getting ready to carry in towards space and load up the big gun. Little chip pass, trying to find a teammate up that far sideline, but he would have had to been Barry Allen to chase that one down. That was just a little bit too far out in front of its target. And that one was out of bounds by just a hair. Long shot is high and maybe outside. Maybe he split the uprights. Tough to see from where I'm sitting up here. We know for sure it's still zeros on the big board for the Riverhawks. Zeros everywhere you look. No goals, no shots on goal, and no corners still, though offense showing a little bit of signs of life here in half number 2. I think the Knights will pitch the shutout, but I do think at some point, oh, Hidesi, what a nice one-touch. And he set himself up. Those long legs paying off in a couple different ways that time for the Knights. First on the one touch, and then getting right there in the middle of the action and creating this free kick, this penalty kick, or excuse me, a free kick. Had it right the first time. Whatever it is, it's a great goal-scoring opportunity here for the Knights. Right outside the box. The Knights had one in a similar spot earlier in the first half. Finished on it. Looking for more here in the second. Four-man wall set up for the Riverhawks. This time 3 people over by the ball. And the same result, top shelf cookie. Goal number 8 for the Knights is a beauty. And Hernandez with a beauty of a strike. So now 8 unanswered goals for the Knights. And another goal scorer on the board for the Knights as well. Let's look back at their schedule on the season and see how many shutouts they'd have here coming into this one. If the Knights are able to finish off the shutout, it would be their 5th shutout of the year. Remember, Knights fans at home, the Knights started with 4 straight shutouts to start the season. 13-0 victory over College of Southern Maryland, 4-0 victory over Frederick, 4-0 victory over Prince George's Community College, and then a 7-0 victory over Potomac State. Knights setting up one here. Getting pushed back just a little bit, but still knocking on opportunity's door. A potential 5th shutout for the Knights. 5 shutouts on 8 victories on the season. What a tremendous defensive effort that would be for Coach Fiedler's squad, and that would be one of those numbers that you'd really have to look at if you're one of the other teams at this level as, wow, this Knights team over at CCBC Essex, they are going to be tough to deal with. 8 victories, 5 by way of the shutout. If you get that in an entire season, that's an impressive number. You get that still with games left to be played on the year. Wow. Something brewing over here at the Castle for sure. It could be a potential championship season. The athletic program here at CCBC Essex, no stranger to high expectations. Coach Fiedler has built a program that has high expectations for themselves year in and year out. And he's just one of many coaches who have done that here at the Castle. You got Coach Sini on the hardwood in his years here as the women's basketball coach. He knows nothing but Final Four appearances. I always say here at CCBC Essex, it's a family affair, and the excellence drives the excellence. Iron sharpens iron. And these teams and these programs competitive with one another as we see a breakaway developing here for the Knights. 3-on-2. Finished for number 9. coast to coast like Bobby Orr. The Knights went from one side of the field to the other, finishing it in the back of the net. They might as well be on ice the way they are flying around the turf tonight. 9 unanswered goals. Oh, nice move. Little pirouette. Spinning around the defender, picking up the tackle on the other side of the midfield for his troubles. We've played 10 minutes in the second half. And the Knights have picked up the scoring once again with 2 more goals in this second 45. And I don't think that's going to stop. You may be at home wondering to yourself, why do they keep piling it on? It seems a little excessive. The reality of a game like this is goal differential can come into play when it comes to seeding for the conference tournament and also region tournament. So when you have a game like this, when you get a chance to put a few extra on the board, it really could be the difference between the second and first seed when it comes down to 2 teams having equal records, as we see a beautiful chip shot. My dad's been practicing his chip shot for years, and he's got the nicest clubs money can buy, and it still don't look half as pretty as that. Oh, my. Number 10 on the board for the Knights. A beauty over the glove of the goalie. Oh, my. And if it was a battle of halves, the Knights would still be up here in this one. 3 in the second half to go along with their 7 from the first, as we see another nice move. This time he steps around the defender at the midfield line. A nice dribbling display from the Riverhawks, number 9, Chris Morera, freshman midfielder out of Glen Burnie, Maryland. As we see another breakaway, this time the save with the feet on both sides with the goalie and then the defender who crashes into the goal afterwards. Effort gets you mighty far in life, and the effort on display there from the Riverhawks, and his goalie picks him up afterwards, says thank you, but sadly, you may have to do a little bit more. Corner kick, far sideline, as we approach 30 minutes left to play in the contest. Knights looking for more. And punched away, and the whistle blows it dead. And sometimes when you have those plays in the box on corner kicks like that, it is just a fight for the ball. And you can just hear the thud of bodies either hitting each other or hitting the ground, or I should say, and or hitting the ground. The fight that time ends with the whistle. And if this was a fight, the referee would have probably called this one off on the standing 8 count. For all my boxing fans out there. Oh, nice move. Scissoring the legs. Getting the tackle with the heel. The tackle by the Knights at the midfield, creating another offensive chance. Coach Fiedler from the sidelines encouraging his team to keep a level head here. Most of the time, the coach asks the ref a question, and you can usually just chalk it up to emotion. That time, that's a pretty solid question asked by Coach Fiedler. If the ball's played up the sideline, how can he be offsides on the kick? Certainly can understand Coach Fiedler's passion, but you can also understand the ref for not even entertaining the question. Sir, you're up 10-0. You will be okay. And this Knights team is certainly going to be okay here on this Thursday. They're kicking off the weekend in style, bringing this Friday to the fans with a big smile on their face. Just like the women, the Knights men's team, will head to New Jersey this weekend for a showdown at Essex County College in Newark, New Jersey. And the Knights are back in action on Tuesday for a doubleheader against their rival, the Hartford Community College Owls. The first game is the women, and they will be kicking off at 5 o'clock. Definitely going to want to join us live here at the Castle for that one. The Knights versus the Owls, always a good one. Great action on the turf, chicken sandwiches in the stands. Come join us live on Tuesday for a rivalry matchup. Under 30 minutes to play as we see a through ball. A race will be won by the goalie. And he smartly plays it with his feet back in towards the box where he can pick it up. Oh, nice through ball, but the goalie right there on top of it. And comes out with just a second to spare. Knights need one more. Got the pass, but could not get the ball as the Knights once again sent away by the goalie for the Riverhawks in just the nick of time. Yaheem Blake, sophomore goalkeeper from Trinidad and Tobago. Certainly not the kind of game that he wants to write home to mom and dad about, but this game, without his effort, could and probably should be much worse. Up the far sideline with a nice through ball, but the feet get tangled up. Nice defensive effort to stay right there. He had a little bit of an angle on the ball carrier, but the ball carrier also had a half a step on him, and here's another freebie in a goal-scoring area for the Knights. They're 2 for 2 on plays just like this already today. Can target practice continue? Free kick. That is about 6-7 yards outside of the box, far sideline. Looks like a 3-person wall set up this time. The wall keeps getting smaller and smaller for the Riverhawks. Is this the key this time? Couldn't get it through the wall. And all good things must come to an end as the Knights' streak on the free kicks finally ends, and the Riverhawks are able, at least for a moment, to clear it out of the danger zone. Oh, nice move with the left. And oh, no, not paying attention. Almost a candidate for a shacked in a full moment of the game. And that is a moment for the coaching staff from Noda. Rinosuke Noda, the freshman midfielder out of Shiga, Japan, with a nice move, effortlessly and freely moving it over to the left foot and then not running around it. It seems like a small task, but a willingness to shoot with your off foot. Big separator. It's something you think about less and less as the game advances more and more, but you talk to coaches, they'll talk about still, even at this level, getting guys to understand that confidence with the left foot. It's a lot more in the confidence than it is the skill. Obviously, you need to have a level of skill, but if you don't shy away from it, you'll even surprise yourself. You'll definitely surprise the goalie. Off the head, race towards the ball. Knights are there. They play it back to the keeper with the feet, so he's got to be quick. And the Knights processing has been lightning fast here. Squeezing it up the sideline a little bit too much as it goes out of play, and this one's going to be a freebie for the Riverhawks in a nice spot. This could be the Riverhawks' opportunity to break this goose egg. Who knows if they'll get another solid chance like this? Just over 10 yards outside the box. Riverhawks hoping for a prayer. Trying to break up the shutout. Knights defense trying to preserve their 5th shutout of the year. The shot, and it's wide of the net. Got to test them. Riverhawks. It's been one of those days. The Riverhawks with that miss just a moment ago. Not only do they miss getting their first goal of the game, they miss getting their first shot on goal of the game. They are still being held with a goose egg in both those categories. And a real just tough day at the office for this Arundel Riverhawks men's soccer team. And it could not be a much more different story than what we saw in game number 1. These two programs, women's teams in a defensive rock fight. A 2-0 victory for the Riverhawks that was up in the air till the very end. And it was different from the word go for game number 2. The Knights scoring in the first minute and then never looking back. 10-0 is the score right now with just over 21 minutes left in the contest. The Knights in the middle of potentially their 5th shutout of the year. I think it's safe to say now at this point they're definitely moving to 8-2 on the year and 4-1 at home. And they'll also be, oh, he just missed that. Saw that one spinning away. Threw it up and twirled it through the sky like a pizza pie. Missed the oven by just a half an inch. Knights with a victory here tonight will also move to 3 straight victories. And a goalie change for the Riverhawks. Of course, understandable. That's really a goalie choice for a lot of guys. Some guys want to see more shots. They want to be tested. They want to see it through the end. They want the extra reps, so to speak, as we see a nice move on the far sideline. Some guys want the extra reps. Some guys understand, hey, it's a tough day at the office. Get me out, and let's get moving. Give the other guy a chance. Always think about that as a hockey fan. Some goalies hate being pulled and do not like it. Some guys, doesn't bother them one bit. I want to thank all of you at home for joining us on this Thursday evening. It has been a muggy week weather-wise here around campus and around Baltimore, but no rain during the games here today. Just great action on the turf, and you at home were with us throughout all of it. And I want to thank you, not only for joining us on this Thursday, but for all season long. It's been an exciting season of soccer so far. So many great games already. And still more great games in front of us in the regular season. And then we've got even better games in front of us in the postseason. 2 soccer programs here at CCBC Essex potentially putting their best foot forward when it matters most. Spooky season right around the corner, which means the playoffs for soccer, they're almost here. Seven more games on the season for this Knights team. Only 3 more games at home guaranteed for this team. Really 3 rivalry games for this team. This Knights team in October has a home game against Hartford Community College, a home game against CCBC Catonsville, and then their final home game, sophomore day, will be against Howard Community College. The Dragons coming into town, and that should be a good one. That is a tremendous test to end the regular season. Though it actually will not be the end of the regular season because the Knights will have a postponed game against Allegheny at Allegheny. That's a postponed game from earlier this month in September. Seven more games total for this Knights team. 7 games for them to find the rhythm that could lead them to a championship. They've shown signs of being a championship caliber team. Many of those signs were on display here tonight. Off the post! As we see another laser. The friendly neighborhood post makes the save. Some of those championship skills for the Knights. Of course, the offense. 185 shots on the season coming into this game. 45 goals scored on the season coming into this game. Both of those were 5th at this level. Shots per game, 20.6. Shots on goal on the season, 106. 106 of the 185 shots this team had taken coming into this game were on goal. That is a tremendous stat. And that 106 shots on goal was good for the 6th most at this level. And the Knights, of those 45 goals scored on the season coming into this game, 29 of those goals were assisted upon. So the firepower on display, and on display in many different ways. And then, of course, you add those offensive numbers with the defensive numbers. Four straight shutouts to start the season. Four straight shutouts to start the season, and that was followed by a string of games where they only surrendered 1 goal. Really, the recipe for the Knights has been when they surrender more than 1 goal, they come out on the wrong side of the contest. If their defense can control the pace of the game, well, then they're going to be a tough team to beat. As we see a quick rush towards the goal by the Riverhawks, blown dead by the whistle. Riverhawks trying to find a little bit of a push in this final 12 minutes. Try and put 1 on the board and break the shutout. Nice communication, letting the ball play through. Possession stays with the Knights. Throw in near sideline. Riverhawks make the stop defensively initially, try and carry it out of the danger zone, but run into a little bit of an issue. And dangerous as he plays it from the backside. Triangle offense set up. Nice centering pass, but picked off at the last second. And that one's a tough one. Knights player got tripped up there a little bit as the feet got tangled up, and then he took one right off the melon on the clear attempt. And the referee will let him stay in the game. And he will let the clock play on. And this is another free kick opportunity for the Knights. They scored on one of these from pretty much the same spot. Earlier in this half, they have 2 free kick goals already. Looking for a third in the final 10 minutes. 4-man wall set up by the Riverhawks. Shot. Sent away in the bottom corner. And it'll be a corner kick for the Knights. Not out of the danger zone just yet. As you see, the defense and offense for the two teams starting to take position now on the corner kick. The field shifting. The Knights looking for another corner kick goal. Good strike. Couple of jerseys there bouncing around. Goalie looks to get a piece of it as he goes on a full extension dive, but it was for style points, as the ref says that one last touch by the Knights. Big strike on the goal kick past the midfield line. And now we're playing hot potato with the head ball. Back and forth with possession right there at the midfield. Knights securing the biscuit for a moment. Coach Fiedler wants to see him switch fields. They're about halfway there, and now they figure it out. Good ball over everyone's head, trying to turn the corner. Defense got a foot on it at the last second. It's another corner for the Knights. Now with under 8 minutes to play. Another corner kick here for the Knights. Searching for more goals, hungry for more offense. And not their best look on the corner kick that time. They'll try and keep the pressure on. Create the turnover. keep this ball in their offensive zone, or at least voluntarily move it all the way back to the goalie. And just like a boomerang, that ball lives in the offensive zone of this Knights team. The steal, the shot around the goalie for the spectacular. "11 unanswered goals here today as this Knights team continues to pour it on. If I remember correctly, not even their largest offensive display of the season. Oh, they're flirting with their largest. 2 goals away from matching their season high of 13. They had a 13-0 victory against the College of Southern Maryland Hawks. Man, the Bird people should call the Knights. They are really shooting down the Birds here this season. 13-0 victory over the College of Southern Maryland Hawks, and right now in the middle of an 11-0 victory over the Arundel Riverhawks. CCBC Catonsville, the Cardinals, beware. When you come to the castle, you're probably going to get shot down by this Knights team that loves hunting for birds. They have done a lot of big game hunting this season. They have been a buzzsaw numerous times for numerous different teams. You don't score 56 goals through 9 games by being a pushover. And here, excuse me, here at the end of this one, it'll be 10 games played total for this Knights team. And that is 56 goals through 10 games. What an incredible ratio for this Knights team. What an incredible offensive display. And of course, you pair that with 5 shutouts through 10 games. That is, oh my, what a display. Through 2, setting up a teammate, and it's sent away. That one was one for the highlight reels, or at least it was starting to develop like one. The Knights have had a few highlight reel goals this afternoon. We've seen a few highlight reel plays between both games. Of course, in Game 1, most of our highlights were defensive. Here in game number 2, a lot more offensive highlights, but just for one side. If you like offense, you came to the right game here in game number 2, but hopefully you're a Knights fan. If you're a Riverhawks fan, well, I'm sure you're not watching still. Knights move it back to the goalie as he gets maybe his final touch of the day. 3 minutes. That is all that separates these two teams from the final whistle. Will we see one more? Knights hustling till the final whistle. No accident that they got themselves into this position in this game and in this season, as we see another beautiful passing display sent away by a great save. One pass, two pass, not to be had that time. Beautiful passing, better save, as we see another save in the box, this time with the slide tackle. Big defense on display here in the final 2 minutes, trying not to surrender anymore. Corner kick near sideline on the far post right there. Somebody was there to get a head on it, but could not direct it into the back of the net. And that could be the final hoorah we see offensively for these two teams, is now with under 90 seconds to play. Riverhawks, I'm sure, happy to take their sweet time. There's a beautiful strike there to the back post. The Knights have had a couple of corners just like that. You saw the frustration written all over the Knights as they were sent away there. Not to be sent away that time. Bottom corner, number 12, is a beauty. Felipe Oliveira, freshman midfielder out of Baltimore, Maryland, by way of Archbishop Curley, got the bouncing ball on his foot and buried it into the bottom corner. The Knights now just one goal away from tying their season high of 13. And if I know that, I'm sure they do as well. Are they searching for one more? I'd say they are. One more corner for good measure, this time from the far sideline, and it'll be a buzzer beater if they can find it. Corner kick, far sideline, final 12 seconds. Knights looking for lucky number 13. The final score in this one, 12-0. The Knights, their 5th shutout on the season. 10 games, 5 shutouts, and a whole mess of goals for Coach Fiedler's squad. What a start to the season. The championship hopes very much alive here. And we are witnessing a team maybe playing their best soccer when it matters most. 7 more games in the regular season for this Knights team. 3 more chances for you to see them live here at the Castle. Their next home game is this upcoming Tuesday, a rivalry matchup against the Hartford Community College Owls. Between now and then, they've got a game in New Jersey on Saturday. Check out the website for the final on that one on Sunday. And please join us live here at the Castle on Tuesday for the matchup against the Owls. Aaron Thomas for the final time this week saying good afternoon, good evening, and good night.